This is question 11, Higher Paper 1 2012. We have an integration to do. 1 over 6x squared has to be integrated. Now, knowledge of your rules of integration would be using this formula, which says that if you integrate, you increase the index by 1 and divide by the new index. If there's a number at the front, it just remains there, plus the constant of integration. That rule cannot be used on this expression as it is, because the x to the power 2 is on the bottom of a fraction. It needs to get out of there. It needs to come up to the top, in effect. So the easiest way to think about this is to think of 1 over 6x squared as 1/6 times 1 over x squared. And now you can see what happens if, of course, you recall the index law, that a negative power is 1 over the same thing with a positive power. So doing that in reverse, 1 over x squared would be x to the minus 2. So we've not yet integrated. That's just using the index law. That's rewriting this in a different form. That's x to the minus 2. So I think we're ready to integrate because we have it in this form, a number which is 1/6 and then a power of x. So the number just gets left in the front, it just watches the proceedings, and we increase the index by 1. Now don't make the common mistake of thinking that that's minus 3. If you're increasing by 1, you're adding 1. And if we're at minus 2, adding means you're moving to the right along the number line. If you went to minus 3, you'd be subtracting 1 from minus 2. So adding 1 to minus 2, increasing minus 2 by 1, leads you to a minus 1. So the new power, new index is minus 1, and you have to divide by that. Plus, of course, the constant, since you've now integrated. Now, dividing by -1, dividing by 1 has no effect on x to the minus 1, but the negative is there. There's a positive 6 times a negative fraction. That whole thing will then become negative. So we have negative 1/6 plus x to the minus 1 plus the constant of integration. And if we look at the choices that are available to us, I think you'll agree that's choice D. Well, the short version, we're allowed to miss out the multiplication sign. And so there we go, choice D.